Good afternoon, dear students. And today on 10th of December 2020, for the MA semester third students who adopted the paper of population studies, and in that paper, I am dealing with the final issues. And today I have chosen to teach you issues in urbanization and urban problems in developing countries with focus in India. So this is very much important issue or topics, especially when you are talking in the context of emerging migration issues around the globe, and especially in the India, and you have witnessed the scenario of reverse migration in India. So students, today I will deal with these specific issues in urbanization. So let's start. What is urbanization? Urbanization is the process in which the number of people living in cities increases compared with the number of people living in rural areas. So this is very easy definition to learn. And simply you may say that this is the process in which the number of people living in cities increase compared with the number of people living in rural areas. So students, a country is considered to be urbanized when over 50% of its population lives in urban places. And urbanization is most rapid in third world countries where the world's largest cities occur. So when you have to compare your country, that is India, regarding the urbanization, you have to compare with these facts. So, narrating the concept of urbanization, we may say that the term urbanization is the change from a rural to an urban society, which involves an augment in the number of people in urban regions during a particular year. And urbanization is the immigration of people in huge numbers from rural to urban areas. And the process happens due to the concentration of resources and facilities in towns and cities. Earlier I told you all the theories of migration, which said that maximum migration takes place from rural to urban areas. And here, when you are relating with the urbanization issue, you can easily see that this is due to concentration of resources and facilities in towns and cities. So this was and this is the pull factors working behind the migration factors. So urbanization as the development of population and cities, so that higher proportion of population lives in urban areas. Normally, urbanization is directly associated with innovation, industrialization, and the sociological process of good reason. So this is very much important. When you are talking about the term urbanization, then you must see that there is in urban areas that is associated with innovation, industrialization, and certain sociological process of good reasons. So the students, urbanization process had been started during the Industrial Revolution, when workforce moved towards manufacturing hubs in cities to get jobs in factories as agricultural jobs became less common. Here we have to see the situation of India. And here the Farms Bill, which has been introduced recently by the government of India, and now all the farmers are in the mode of agitation, we have to make them clear that through these three important bills, urbanization will take place and they will get better price for their products or for their all the so students, historically it has been strongly related with the industrialization, and industrialization is a process that widely utilizes inanimate sources of energy to improve human productivity. So before coming to the main issues, we have to understand about the meaning and concept of urbanization. And then students, here is the major causes of urbanization. In nutshell, we can say that industrial revolution is a major cause, job opportunities, availability of transportation, migration itself is a major cause of urbanization, infrastructure facilities in the urban areas and cities is also a very important cause, and growth of private sectors. And we have to do research and we have to express which with our experiences, and then we have to trace these causes of the urbanization. So the factors lead to urbanization may be said that there are several aspects that lead to urbanization. The factors can be categorized into three categories that include economic opportunities, proper infrastructure, and utilities and availability of public facilities. This is very much important when you are talking about the factors working behind the term urbanization. And second is very much important, especially for the student of economics, that is economic opportunities. It is general perception that living standard of urban area is superior as compared to village areas. People consider that more job opportunities and more jobs are offered in the city instead of rural area. Besides, the income also will be higher. And students, you just remember that I already told you about the push and pull factors behind the migration issues. And that pull factor was actually the economic opportunities. Okay. And then again, when we'll move forward, we can say that proper infrastructure and utilities also very much important factors. In today's economy driven society, majority of nations in the world are focusing on the development of major cities as the center of government and business. As such, the cities will be certainly equipped with a better infrastructure and utilities such as roads, transportation, water, electricity, and others. Apart from that, the communication and internet coverage, which is very much important nowadays in the COVID era age. Also the good in the cities, which are believed as one of the pulling factors of the migration. So students, when you are talking about the term migration in the COVID era, this is the major problems. Then you have to do effectively for the rural internet facilities also, because we are taking class from the urban areas. No single rural students could be affected if there will be better internet facilities, and if the reverse, then the whole process of urbanization or whole process of this practice during the COVID era is failed. So we have to properly inbuilt the better infrastructure in rural areas also. So the next is availability of public facilities. To make smart city, metropolitan cities also offer better public facilities which are not there in rural areas. Since a variety of public facilities such as health and education are provided in the cities, people have more choices either to use public or private. Additionally, the provision of leisure area, postal services, as well as police station and others are also provided to meet the needs of the urban community. So the availability of public facility is also a major factor or major cause behind urbanization. And we all know that our former president and very beloved president Abdul Kalam given us the formula of Pura, that you have to provide basic urban amenities in rural areas, then and only you may deal with the migration and urbanization issues. When you will provide the better public facilities in rural areas also, then maybe certain push factor will diminish and only pull factor will work, and that is a positive factor for the development. So students, when we will talk about the global perspective, the urbanization progression and nature of problems in more developed and less developed ones are very dissimilar. While in the framework of more developed countries, urbanizations and city growth were necessary conditions for industrializations and modernizations, it has become a risk to better living in the less developed countries because of the unpredictable growth of the cities, mainly of a few super cities. So, the speedy population growth in urban areas is due to migration of people from rural to urban, and small cities to large ones are creating problems such as urban overcrowding, poor housing, and crowded transportation, lack of basic services, ill health, low educational status, and high rate of joblessness. This is very much important to see that only urbanization is not indicator of development. When you are moving for the urbanization process, you have to deal with these type of problems, and you have to equally maintain the rural develop. You have to equally maintain and equally address the rural society also, and that's why there is lots of efforts taking place nowadays to, in the name of Atmanirbhar Bharat, so that rural areas development process takes place, and this type of problems in urban areas may decrease. So such problems in the less developed countries may become heightened. So student, it is necessary that studies should be undertaken on the patterns of urbanization, observe the process so as to lessen its unfavorable consequences. And when we are talking about India, the second most crowded country in the world, has reached a state where urban problems have assumed to be serious. So this is how I am stopping this lecture for the YouTube channel, and I will send all the details on your mail. Thank you.